Welcome to the Tech Support Guy Show, episode number 32. Jetpacks are cool. Recorded on March 21st, 2010.
Welcome to the Tech Support Guy Show. I'm Mike Cermak, known on the site as Tech Guy. With me today is Brian Hansen, live from San Francisco.
Hey-o!
Hey, and I gotta get your camera up there if you're gonna go nutty. All right, do it again.
No, I'm not going to do it again. Hey,
No
look,
one's-
there I am.
I wasn't fast enough. I didn't expect a dance. That's not fair. And unfortunately, Dan is with us. That's not unfortunate, but he doesn't have video today. That's the unfortunate part. So we can't see him doing the dance that I'm sure that he's doing right now.
Just imagine it.
So say
Don't
hello,
let your
Dan.
imagination get carried away, Hanson.
Okay. Well, I'd like to do that.
Good afternoon.
I caught you that time, Brian. Caught
Yeah, you did.
All right, excellent. All right, guys, so let's jump into it. We've got a couple of tech-related stories, some things we got to mention. Let's go first to the Commodore. So, for anyone too young to know what the Commodore is, it was one of the first, really publicly used home, computers. So I guess it's making a comeback.
Apparently, somebody bought the trademark, if you will, to the Commodore computer and has taken the same form factor and created an all-in-one PC that looks like the Commodore 64.
Now, I think that's pretty cool. I mean,
I'm loving it.
It looks, it looks a little bit more modern than the Commodore 64 originally did. And of course, It's got the CD drive coming out the side, which I'm pretty sure they didn't have in the original Commodore. But
Yeah. That was the cartridge.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was tape cartridge.
It was the cartridge. Yep.
It looks pretty cool. I mean, that's
Yeah, I like
why
it.
not? That's a neat idea.
We were talking before the show that if this could wirelessly broadcast video, you would have your media center machine could be taken with you from room to room.
That's true. All they need to do is put that together with the wireless electricity we saw at CES, and we'll be all set.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sure it can be done.
What was the name of that company at CES was Haier, right? H-A-I-E-R.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm going to go find out how much those things cost right now.
Think they're available?
An arm and a leg and your firstborn.
Yep. I think they're probably available. We'll find out.
While you check that out, speaking of an arm and a leg, I don't know if you guys heard about this yet, but apparently you can now buy a jetpack. So,
Woohoo.
yeah, jetpack is a reality. It's for the the price of only $75,000, which is a bargain price for a jetpack. Because really, where else are you gonna buy a jetpack? And it looks pretty freaking cool. I don't know if you guys have the video up right now. We should have mentioned the video is being broadcast live as we do this, as we always do. And also it'll be available on iTunes as a video podcast as well. So if you're only getting audio, hunt around there and find the video version. But I've got the video here. Let me see if I can bring it up on the screen for anyone watching live or watching this recorded. And what I'll do is I'll also paste this into the chat room. But this guy has a giant freaking jetpack on the back. It doesn't really look like a jetpack to me. It's a giant backpack on the back, and it's got two propeller blades that shoot down. But apparently, whatever they're using for not for navigation but for stability works really well because it looks pretty impressive.
Opening scene, or not the opening scene, but the beginning of Iron Man.
I know. I was just thinking, wow, now I can really perfect my Robert Downey Jr. impressions. Wow. That's pretty sweet. But
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe I'll just put a second on my house and $75,000? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's $75,000. It's dual propeller, 200 horsepower. Doesn't require a pilot's license. It's made by a company in New Zealand, I think. Yeah, company in New Zealand. It can go 1.5 miles high up into the air and can travel about 60 miles an hour with a range of 30 miles on a single tank of gas.
Whoa. A mile and a half in the air?
Right. Meaning, vertically.
Yeah, no, I get that, but holy crap.
Does
Say it again, Danny?
it come with a parachute?
A parachute? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I don't think it comes with a parachute. I think you have to supply your own.
But that's like at flight. Ugh. That's going to be conflicting with flight paths of like the smaller aircraft. Like the planes I've jumped out of have been like around 8,000 or 10,000 feet. A mile and a half in the air is what, like 7,920 feet in the air?
Something like that.
Holy crap.
Mr. Math, yep.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's pretty high. Now, just because it's capable of doing it doesn't mean that you can do it legally. Even without a pilot's license, at least in the U.S., you're limited as to how high you can go. I don't know what that is offhand, but there's a limit as to how high you can go without it being a licensed aircraft if it's over a certain weight. But they expect to sell about 500 jetpacks per year and plan to sell them to private owners, emergency agencies, and the military.
Wow, that's like very Minority Report.
Yeah, isn't it? Well, and like I said, $75,000 a year doesn't seem that unreasonable to me, considering it's a freaking jetpack. I mean, it is a jetpack. Don't get me wrong, I'm only going to buy one, but I.
And here, I thought you were going to buy one for each of us.
Well, I think we need to get a review unit, don't you? I mean, we've got
for sure.
Absolutely.
Wow, that is incredible.
Anyhow, pretty.
Although
cool.
the thing is completely non-fashionable. That dude looks like a dork. I don't want to look like a dork in my jetpack. I want it to just like pop out of my 3-piece suit. Like, boom. This thing, it looks like he strapped an entire set of office furniture to his back. Yeah, no, bad form, Martin Aircraft Company. Bad form.
This is just the first version, right? Whenever Apple buys them out and then creates the iJetpack, it's going to look so much cooler. It's going to have a touchscreen on it. It's going to be able to run the old apps from the iPhone. The only problem is that the first version won't have a camera.
Oh.
All right, moving on. So what'd you find out about our wireless electricity?
So
can I buy that?
Go ahead.
Can I buy that? Can I buy the wireless electricity now?
The hire.com website does not make it easy for you to find the TV that supposedly had wireless electricity. So I'm assuming that's still pre-production stages.
Right. And the company that made it made the actual wireless electricity. Well, it didn't make the electricity. It made the device capable of doing wireless electricity. It was called Witricity. I'll paste their link here into the chat room as well. And they don't really have much on there either. They, I think, more want to sell to the companies who are going to develop the products that will use it.
Right. They're a licensing outfit.
Exactly.
They plan to sell it and then make beaucoup dollars off of every device that ever uses it ever.
Up until the cancer, lawsuits start.
Well, until we're all dead from the cancer, yeah.
Well, if we're all dead, they don't have to worry about the lawsuits, do they?
Yeah, but the lawyers and cockroaches can survive nuclear holocaust.
Oh, right? I didn't realize that. I didn't know lawyers were on that list too.
Oh yeah.
Lots of comedy today.
Yeah.
Well, what do you?
Well, there's no real news, so we gotta make this crap up as we go.
As opposed to
seriously, why is it so boring? Why have all the scientists and the entertainment people like fallen asleep for the last 3 months? I don't understand.
Spring is
2010. They don't have to do anything this year.
That's it.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, there really hasn't been a whole lot in the last 2 weeks. I guess everyone's enjoying the nice weather.
Yeah. All 48 hours of it that we've had.
Hey, we've had like 72 hours.
Oh, well, super. Yeah, I don't know where people are. Are people at like are they at TED? Was TED? I guess was this month or this year already, right?
It was this year, yeah. It was February, end of
February.
February, I believe.
Mm. So
Everyone's
they've
just
been,
recovering from that. Is that what you're thinking?
well, yeah, they're TED, Macworld, iPad. Everybody's.
Maybe
I think,
everyone's just waiting for the iPad to come out.
yeah, I think a lot of the news has been usurped by the iPad anticipation and all the things that's wrong with it and all the things that are right with it, and trying to figure out if Google's stock price can make it to 300 before the end of this year, and yada yada yada.
Right. So speaking of the iPad, we already talked about it with our opinions a good bit already. It's now got an official release date. You can pre-order it, and it's officially going to be out on April 3rd.
That is correct. And I will be in line on April 3rd to pick up one that I have already pre-ordered.
So is that the way it works? You pre-order it, and then you got to go wait in line to pick it up?
Yep.
That's pretty lame. So if I don't pre-order it, I can't go wait in line to buy one?
You can go wait in line to buy one, but you
just might not have any for me.
Exactly. If you haven't pre-ordered one, they may not have one there for you.
Huh.
So
which one did you get? Well, I guess if you're getting the one that's out April 3rd, that's the one without the cellular network, right?
Correct. No 3G, and I got I ordered the low end version, I guess the 16 gig version, for $499 plus tax. So the idea is I'm gonna pick it up from my my buddy Mike over at Sketch Maven. He runs a comic book, a niche comic book auction site, I guess, or no, not auction site, but basically sketchmaven.com is a place where people that are interested in original comic book art or original graphic novel art can go and find the original drawings and artwork from a comic book. And so Mike at Sketchmaven is going to be at WonderCon in San Francisco that weekend of April 2nd through April 4th. And I'm going to go get an iPad for him on the day it launches and bring it to his booth at WonderCon. And then I'll be talking to people as they use the iPad to kind of surf Sketchmaven's website and find out what they like, what they don't like, and what other colors they want, that kind of thing.
Yeah, do you think there'll ever be multiple colors for this thing? For the Apple iPad? Apple's kind of been against that. I mean, even with the iPhone and yeah, well, not so much with the iPods, I guess. They only have like 12 colors of that. But with the iPod and the iPhone and the iPod Touch, they haven't gone anywhere near that. Yeah,
it's only been black or white, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. That's a good question. Because I know, like, when I go to meetings with everybody else that has iPhones, I put my iPhone down, and then if I don't have my little, like, protective case on it, then it looks like everybody else's iPhone. So I'm surprised they haven't expanded the rainbow a little bit, but maybe that's coming.
Yeah, I wonder. So that's pretty exciting. So we actually have our next episode of the show on April 4th, Sunday, April 4th at noon Eastern. So that's the day after the iPad comes out. So you'll have one in hand while we do the show on the 4th?
No, I will not have an iPad in hand. It's not my iPad.
You're going to send it
Mike's
over.
iPad.
You're going to send it over to me so that I could play with it. I don't think I'm going to get one. So let me ask you this: what is he? I mean, this is good for him because he's going to be able to use it for what do I want to say? Marketing purposes, to be able to show this thing off, during the show and definitely get some attention that way. But your average person, what the heck are they going to use this for? What's he going to use it for after the show?
The Wi-Fi version, I would imagine he's not going to use it. Mike is so he's an entrepreneur and he's in front of his own laptop pretty much 24/7 anyway. And if he's not on his laptop, he's on his BlackBerry. I would not anticipate him carrying the iPad around and doing anything incremental to that. Now that he's got one, though, my guess is that he'll use it to test websites, his own website and other people's websites, to find out how to redesign or adapt their design for the iPad's display, and make sure that it looks crisp and clean there too.
Right, which is not really that different than the way it would display on an iPhone, right? It's just bigger resolution.
I guess.
I
don't know.
It's the exact same software. It's got to look the same.
I wouldn't expect it to look
still
different.
No Flash.
Yep, still no Flash.
I
Still,
don't know.
yeah, we're all in agreement. I think that this is just the iPhone for giants, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's right. That was your good quote on it, right?
yeah, iPhone for giants, but no phone. So thanks.
Yeah. Anyhow. All right, good enough. What else do we want to talk about here? We're moving right through these. There really isn't a lot to talk about. We've got speaking of mobile devices, Windows Mobile. There's been a lot of announcements about that lately. I don't know if you, Dan, are you still with us? Yeah, we lost Dan, huh?
Oh, damn it.
Oh well. Oh, I thought I heard him click there.
You did.
Oh, there you are. You're back. He just doesn't care about the iPad.
I am having internet connection. I heard the conversation about the iPad. I do agree with you. It sucks. Windows 7, I haven't been following the Windows Mobile 7 stuff.
Yeah, so let me tell you about the Windows Mobile 7 stuff. It's a complete remake of or supposedly a complete remake of the interface. I'll bring up some pictures here on the stream and on the video for those watching. It looks pretty cool. I wouldn't call it iPhone-like at all. It's very clean and modern, and they're going their own way. It's more the Windows way, and I'm digging that. The thing that has worried me a bit in the past with looking through some of the screenshots is a lot of the stuff that they show is just the front home screen. I haven't seen a lot of screenshots of your calendar app, your email app, things like that. So I'm hoping those have been changed as well to be a little bit more modernized, because they haven't changed in how long? How long has Windows Mobile been out? I mean, they've been pretty much the same forever. So anyhow, it looks really cool. The big announcement that came recently that has me a little bit upset or disappointed is no copy and paste.
What?
So apparently Bill Gates has taken a cue from Apple. I guess when they started copying the iPhone, it didn't have the copy and paste. So they have to play catch up again.
Oh my God.
I can't tell you, this really disappointed me. I mean, it's just shocked me.
You think?
Yeah.
I've got to find the
How can you not have copy and paste?
I've got to find the official statements on this, because there was an official word from Microsoft on this. They said something that along the lines that they are going to consider making changes in the user interface in the future as people make recommendations, but for the release that's coming this year, it will not have copy and paste. And they said that, of course, the reason is that most people don't use that function on their phone.
Jesus. Do they not put the letter Q on the keyboard just because most people don't use words that start or end with the letter Q?
Now, what they did say that they are going to do is that there will be shortcuts that it will automatically pick up certain things, like if there is a phone number or an address and it recognizes it, you can click that to have it automatically dial the phone number or show you a map.
I don't understand. Like, how expensive is it to include copy and paste in the software of your operating system?
They're trying to simplify.
Right.
What? All right. I'm a complete know nothing on this, because how complex is it?
Right. Well, I
Really?
mean, the phone, the Windows Mobile phone has always been just a dumbed down version of Windows. I mean, it looks just like it. They try to make the interface very similar, and now they're going a different way. It doesn't look like Windows at all. And along those lines, why not remove some features?
Stupid.
Here's a story. I'll paste this in the chat room for those in there, and let me bring this up here. So, Microsoft on copy and paste in Windows 7 series. People don't do that. This is from Engadget. Microsoft certainly set off a firestorm of controversy yesterday with the revelation that the Windows Mobile 7 series won't have copy and paste, since it doesn't necessarily line up with the company. Since that doesn't line up what they've said before in private. But this isn't the article I was hoping for. But still, it goes through and acknowledges it. And they say that they have research showing that people don't actually use copy and paste very often, and that instead the 7 series features a system-wide data detection service that will recognize things like phone numbers and addresses so you can take action on them. Third-party applications can hook into this service so that an email address can be routed to the email client of your choice, but there's no copy and paste functionality.
So I don't use the emergency brake on my Prius very often, but damned if I'm going to buy one that doesn't come with it. Are they kidding? Ugh.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised by this.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one thing that really upset me about the iPhone for so long. I mean, it's just such a basic function.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, but I don't know if you're seeing the screenshots here, if you brought them up, but it looks pretty cool. I mean, the front end interface, again, all I've really seen have been home screenshots, officially at least. I've seen some unofficial other shots, and it looks cool. I like this block thing, how they have your main, items in different blocks and so on. It looks cool. But I'm just hoping that it's not just a front-end application that they have changed. I'm hoping that the back end is actually changing as well. And I guess if they're removing copy and paste, that might be a good sign that they are.
Yeah, changed is not always good. They're changing the back end. Like if the front end, which I agree, looks pretty sexy, but if it's lipstick on a pig,
right.
And now this pig doesn't even have bacon in it, like what the hell do I want with this thing?
You're exactly right. Yep. So it'll be interesting to see. It's good, I think, that Microsoft is trying to stay in the mobile game. I thought they'd fallen asleep like Palm had years ago. Their Windows Mobile 6.5 came out here, a year ago, if that, and that sure was a whole lot of nothing. I mean, that was ridiculous. So,
thanks for playing.
I didn't even play it. They just showed up. It's like, quick, put a 0.5 on that. There's nothing. So, anyhow, while they're doing that, Microsoft is also busy creating Microsoft Internet Explorer 9. And I don't think there's an official release date on IE9 yet, but they have announced that it will not support Windows XP. You have to have either Windows Vista or Windows 7 to use Internet Explorer 9 whenever it does come out.
So, why do you think? Like, is it going to be that much more incredible or take that much more advantage of being a part of the OS that they're not going to bother writing it for XP, their crappiest OS ever?
No, I don't think. They want to move people into newer OSs is obviously the thing. I mean, gradually, there's the argument to be made that they have to gradually, stop supporting old OSs. They're not going to write it for Windows 95 anymore.
Agreed.
But there's still a heck of a lot of people using XP. I mean, a heck of a lot of people.
A heck of a lot of people and a heck of a lot of companies and corporations.
I mean, the argument that I think it has been made is that it's almost a decade old. XP came out in 2002, I think. So, it's 8 years, almost 9 years old. I think in August it'll be 9 years old. Where's Wikipedia when I need it? Wiki, Windows, XP. Off the top of my head, I'd say that it was released August 24th, 2001. Oh, I got the month right, but the year wrong. So next year, in a couple of months, it's going to be 10 years old.
Wow.
I know, right? So how long are they supposed to support this stupid thing?
Fair enough. I did not realize XP was that old.
Well, and interestingly, they do have a test drive. They're not calling it a beta. They're calling it Internet Explorer 9 Test Drive to download the Internet Explorer Platform Preview. So that's available. It's ie.microsoft.com/test drive if anyone's interested in it. And I haven't downloaded it yet, but it looks,
Yeah, let us know.
So their big thing is, I guess it's supposed to be much faster than the old versions, and of course it's supposed to have more compatibility, unlike previous versions of Internet Explorer that's kind of become infamous for, like IE6 especially, for making up their own rules on how to render CSS and HTML versions and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's supposed to have some cool new features. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm not super excited about it yet, but I think it's still a little ways away. Be interesting to see if they have any kind of word on when this thing is supposed to become available. I'm going to have to do a little bit of hunting here. Anyone want to take any guesses?
2011.
Did you look it up?
No, I'm guessing.
Oh.
Complete guess.
I think that's a good guess. The first build of Internet Explorer 9 is expected to be released in 2011.
Who's better than me? Who's better than me?
No one's better than you, Brian. No one.
That's right.
But they don't even give us a quarter or anything. It just says in 2011.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, interesting. All right. IE8 is also required. In order to go to IE9, apparently you're going to have IE9. I mean IE8. That's kind of weird.
Hmm.
Anyhow, so there's that going on. I guess some people are unhappy about that because they still are using But on the, you mentioned a lot of corporations are still using Windows XP. Are those going to be the people that are going to jump into IE9 anyway?
No, they're not.
So it doesn't
They're
matter.
definitely not. Probably not. Probably not. But then it begs the question. Okay, well, if my corporation isn't moving to Windows Vista or Windows, what's the new one? Windows 7.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't care that they can't use Internet Explorer 9. Why do I need to use Internet Explorer 9? Like, well, I mean, I know there's that cool factor of like, yes, I finally have the latest software and there's new
I'm
stuff.
not sure that running the latest version of Internet Explorer gives you any cool factor.
Exactly, right? I mean, you might feel better and sleep better at night, but I don't think so.
Right.
So I don't know, like, what's the impetus? Like, what is the value that they're really adding to IE9 that says, yeah, if you want this, you can have it, but you got to buy Vista or Windows 7.
I've got to think that 90% of the people using Internet Explorer, any version, just use it because that's what came on the computer. I mean, they don't know any better. They don't care. So to get people back like you and I, what do you use as your primary browser?
These days at home, it's Chrome. At work, it's IE8. IE7.
And that's just because you don't have an option there.
Exactly.
Right. You can't go install Chrome on there.
Nope.
So my thought on it is that most people who are using it because they don't have a choice or because they don't care. I don't know. I don't think they're going to. It doesn't sound to me. I haven't heard anything that would make me believe that they're trying to pull people back into IE who have left it. I haven't heard anything amazing about IE9 that would cause me to do that. And really, the only way they could do that is if they could prove side by side that it's going to run a lot faster and use a lot less memory than the other options that are out there. I mean, that's what's getting Opera back into it. I don't know if you guys have looked at the Opera browser in a while. It's been around for a long time. Their new version of it is incredibly fast. Not enough to make me switch from Chrome because I really love Chrome, but it is really fast. And I think it was the CEO had an interesting quote a year or so back whenever they were working on this new version, and he said that they consider it a bug that they aren't the fastest browser. And I thought that was a good way to put it. Like, all right, so they fixed that bug now, and by a lot of standards, they are the fastest browser now. So
wow.
They have some competition out there, is what I'm saying. We've got Firefox out there that a lot of people love, Chrome that you and I love, Opera that a lot of people, most of the people using Opera in the past year or two, have just been diehard fans of Opera who haven't bothered to switch to anything else. But now that they have this new version out, they're still in the game. And IE9 has a lot of competition if they're trying to get people like you and I back. If it's just a stupid, update to IE8 that, no one's going to care about, then that's disappointing. They should know better.
I concur. What do you think, Daniel?
I'm not sure his gerbil is up to the task today.
He's still on Skype. That's weird. All right. Well, just don't think we don't love you. We love you. I don't know where you went.
Yeah, Dan was having some trouble with internet earlier, which is why we decided not to do video with him. He's on a rather slow internet connection, so he must have dropped
rather
off
slow. That's like saying Rosie O'Donnell is rather ugly.
Like
man. It's just
harsh.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Rosie. I know you're a fan of the show. Please don't take that personally. I just like to have a little fun. Anyway.
All right. Well, do we have any other stories we want to hit up? I think there's nothing interesting going on. Next time we'll have something to talk about. I'm excited to hear all about your take on the iPad and what you think about that.
Yep.
It's if it is just an iPod Touch for giants, not even an iPhone or what. But yeah. So our next show, for folks who want to listen in, it's going to be Sunday, April 4th at noon. You can go to techguynews.com or just techguy.org and click on news at the top, and that'll get you there. Also, you can go there to be able to subscribe to the podcast, download past episodes, audio, video, whatever you want to look at, and also the show notes, where I have all of these websites that we talked about so that you can go in there and be able to watch the video of the Jetpack. You've got to be able to do that.
Which is really cool.
It is. And if anyone listening buys one of these, make sure you take a video of it and show us.
Please.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for listening. And Brian, where can they find you if someone is so inclined?
All right. You guys can find me at brianmhansen.com, on Twitter as Brian M. Hansen, or on the site of Tech Guy News at as Handy9, HANDEE9.
Great. And thank you very much. And unfortunately, Dan wasn't able to stick with us too long, but if you want to find him, his site is linuxphile.org, linuxphile.org, and also now windowsphile.org, although I haven't looked at that lately because he's beginning to like Windows 7. In any event, head to techguy.org, check out things going on there, and we're usually keeping an eye on stories and tech-related news, so you can find more information in there as well. Have a great day.
Cool. Recorded Sunday, March 21st, 2010. Okay. Excuse me. Welcome to the Tech Support Guy Show. Blooper. Bloop, bloop.